like a whooshy finger hold. Oh, you know this hold.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 movie fights won without lifting a finger.
Boards don't hit back.
This is the most unfriendly acts you're committing. I mean, I don't know what the problem is, but I'm sure it can be resolved without resorting to violence.
For this list, we'll be going over the battles from films where the victor achieves their win through very little or no effort. Since some of these fights involve key plot points, there will be spoilers ahead. If there's an effortless battle you wish we'd lifted a finger to include on our list, feel free to start a fight with us in the comments. Number 10. Fighting without fighting. Enter the Dragon. If anyone can win a fight without fighting, it'd be Bruce Lee. In one of his most famous roles, Lee plays Lee, a martial artist sent undercover to a fighting tournament on a private island. On the ship ride over, Lee observes one of his fellow passengers mistreating the boat's crew.
What's your style? My style? You can call it the art of fighting without fighting.
The belligerent man tries to pick a fight with him, wanting to see Lee's style. Lee tells him that he fights without fighting, and then he suggests that they take a small boat attached to the ship to fight on a nearby beach. When the man gets into the boat, Lee lets the line out and then hands a line off to the crew the man was harassing, giving him a taste of his own medicine.
What's the matter with you kids? Come on, home. Bruce, go help me when I get
Number 9. Briefcase Struggle. Twins.
Hey. Got a light, pal?
Excuse me, I don't smoke, pal.
Julius Benedict is a relatively sheltered man, having lived his whole life in the South Pacific. However, when he learns that he has a twin brother, the huge, incredibly skilled man rushes to Los Angeles to meet him. Still rather naive, Julius is approached by one of two bikers, who show an interest in his expensive-looking suitcase.
I did nothing. The pavement was his enemy.
When the guy's friend rides past and tries to snatch the case, Julius is so strong he manages to hold onto the case effortlessly, causing the rider to fall off. Julius even diagnoses him with a mild concussion and offers to take him to a hospital. Considering what he's capable of when he's actually trying, we feel the biker got off easy.
The next time you should really consider wearing helmets.
Yeah. Have a nice day.
Number 8. Assassination Failures. The Pink Panther strikes again.
That's my case. Lucky for you, I'm in a hurry, otherwise you would have been arrested.
Inspector Jacques Clouseau is a woefully incompetent yet surprisingly lucky detective. Still, he's so bad at his job that his former boss, Chief Inspector Dreyfus, is driven insane with hatred for him. Dreyfus manages to blackmail the world's governments into sending their best assassins after Clouseau. While in Munich at an Oktoberfest, Clouseau is pursued by a succession of hired hands. Despite their cunning and outlandish disguises, the assassins all manage to take out each other or themselves while trying to get Clouseau, who remains oblivious despite unintentionally thwarting their efforts at every turn. Sometimes it takes the worst to thwart the best. Number 7. Luke Skywalker's Last Stand. Star Wars Episode VIII, The Last Jedi. The climactic battle of this divisive Star Wars film sees Luke Skywalker arrive to help the resistance group cornered by the First Order. Stepping out to confront the walkers, Luke survives a hail of blaster fire without a scratch. When his nephew Kylo Ren comes down to fight him lightsaber to lightsaber, Luke evades every blow. It's only once Kylo Ren hits Luke with a lightsaber that he realizes Luke isn't there. He is projecting his image through powerful use of the Force. In reality, he's sitting in concentration on another planet entirely. Although Luke doesn't defeat his opponent, his battle buys enough time for the Resistance to escape. While the effort marks his end, he doesn't lift a finger. Technically.
See you around, kid.
Number 6. Little Girl Rampage. Firestarter. This sci-fi horror film follows Andy McGee and his daughter Charlie, who both have psychic powers, and the government agency that seeks to weaponize their abilities. During a confrontation in a barn, Andy dies before he asks that Charlie use her powers to take down the facility. Charlie then goes berserk, using her pyrokinetic abilities to burn agents alive, launch fireballs, and destroy vehicles. She makes good on her promise and turns the whole place to ash. And she does it all by merely looking at her targets. When will shady government agencies learn?
For you, Daddy.
Number 5. Gladiator Fight. Monty Python's Life of Brian. A hilarious satire of many things religious, Life of Brian is naturally about Brian. The hapless protagonist finds himself involved in many events surrounding the beginning of Christianity. While working in the local Colosseum, he encounters the radical Judean People's Front.
Judean People's Front. Well, the People's Front of Judea.
Sorry, the People's Front of Judea. During their conversation, a huge, intimidating gladiator battles a much smaller gladiator. Throwing away his weapons, the smaller gladiator runs for his life. Eventually, the bigger gladiator becomes exhausted and suffers a theatrical heart attack.
I think I'm about to have a cardiac arrest.
This cheeky David conquering a Goliath by running away is a small part of the scene, but it still gets a big laugh. Number 4. Deadpool vs. Colossus. Deadpool. A reverend vigilante, Wade Wilson, aka Deadpool, has just captured his nemesis, Francis, when he's interrupted by the X-Men. Well, 2 they could afford anyway. Colossus, the enormous metallic do-gooder, tries to convince Deadpool to become a superhero and do the right thing instead of causing mayhem. While they're arguing, Francis gets away. This makes Deadpool so angry he punches Colossus. Of course, this breaks his hand and wrist.
That does it! Oh! Canada!
You'd think Wade would learn his lesson after the first time, but he uses his other hand and one of his legs in a vain attempt to injure the metal man.
All the dinosaurs feared the T-Rex.
Oh! I promise this gets worse for you, big boy!
While Colossus does give him a smack, Deadpool practically defeats himself. Sometimes maximum effort isn't enough.
Do you have off switch?
Yeah, it's right next to the prostate. Or is that the on switch?
Number 3. Bilbo Tricks the Trolls. The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey. Bilbo Baggins is adventurous for a hobbit, but he's still not much of a fighter. That's why when he and the company of dwarves he's traveling with are caught by a trio of trolls, things look dire.
Don't bother cooking him. Let's just sit on him and squash him into jelly.
I should be salted and grilled with a sprinkle of sage.
That does sound quite nice.
Despite their size and strength, though, the trolls are fairly stupid, and they have a fatal weakness: sunlight.
Wait! You are making a terrible mistake.
You can't reason with them, they're half-wits!
Half-wits? What does that make us? I meant with the seasoning.
Thanks to some quick thinking, Bilbo stalls the trolls by pretending to give them advice on how best to cook the dwarves. He does this long enough that with a little help from Gandalf, the sun hits the trolls, turning them to stone. Not bad for the first adventure of his first adventure. Number 2. Yondu Udanta takes out his traitorous crew. Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 2. Yondu is a blue space pirate. As cool as that is, his weapon of choice is even more awesome. Through a special device on his head, Yondu can control a specialized arrow by whistling.
Enough nonsense, Ravager! Time to...
While he uses it to great effect in the first Guardians film, its best use is in the sequel. Betrayed and imprisoned by most of his former crew, Yondu manages, with the help from Baby Groot, to get a hold of his head fin, which gives him control of his arrow again. While Yondu goes through the trouble of giving himself a strangely appropriate theme song, all he needs to do to get revenge on the traitors is to put his lips together to blow them away.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Battle of Wits. The Princess Bride. Wesley may be a man of action, but his mind is even sharper than his sword.
That is what the pain means. It means I leave you in anguish, wallowing in freakish misery forever.
Although his final bluff against Prince Humperdinck is quite impressive, his duel against Vizzini is even better. After besting 2 of the 3 thieves who had abducted Princess Buttercup, Wesley is faced with their leader, Vizzini, challenging him to a battle of wits in which Vizzini must guess which of the 2 cups is poisoned. Vizzini proceeds to dazzle with his dizzying intellect, all the while fishing for a reaction.
You're trying to trick me into giving away something. It won't work.
It has worked! You've given everything away! I know where the poison is!
After switching glasses when Wesley's back is turned, the pair drinks, and it turns out Vizzini guessed wrong. Both glasses were poisoned, and Wesley is immune to the poison. This battle is inconceivably funny, and it's over before it begins.
Never go in against a Sicilian when death is on the line!
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.